Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel Distinctive Crochet. My name is Priscilla, and I would like to thank all my new subscribers for coming to check me out, and all my returning subscribers for spending some time with me. Alright everyone, so today we are here to talk about the ChiaoGoo Red Lace Twist Interchangeable Knitting Needle Set. So I had purchased this earlier on this year, and I just wanted to go ahead and give you my thoughts about this. So I am really enjoying this set and working with it. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and show you what came with it. So inside of this front pocket, I had gotten some different little things that are needed. So this first one is the needle gauge, and you can use this for knitting needles as well as crochet hooks. The next thing I got were the tools here, and I'll explain a little bit about those a little later. I also got some stitch markers, and then I have 2 sets of cords here, and I'll explain more about that and why there are 2 in just a little bit. So that was what came in that front pocket. So then when you open up the main part of the case, you have the instructions, and then you have the sets of needles. There are actually 29 pockets total, so you have extra spaces and pockets to put more needle sets if you purchase more tips. So that's also a great feature. Alright, so you do get 13 pairs of needle tips, and it goes all the way from the 2.75 millimeter to the 10 millimeter, and that's a US 2 all the way through a US 15. So that is a really good range of sizes for this interchangeable set. And I like to get the interchangeable sets because if you're working on projects that calls for many different needle sizes, such as hats or sweaters, you're easily able to switch out the size that you need according to the project without having to do too much interruption in the process. So let me bring in these cords here, and you see it says 5-inch tip set cables large. So it gives you the sizes right underneath, and then that has the same exact information, but it says small. At first, I didn't know why I had gotten both of them the same exact sizes, but then as soon as I used them, I quickly figured it out. So let me let you guys see why. So if you notice, you have the larger needles on one side of the case, and then you have the smaller needles on the other side of the case. So I actually took the large cord and I was trying to attach it to the small needles, and as soon as I tried to get it on there, it wouldn't go. So I was like, oh, okay, well maybe that's for the larger size needles. So when I grabbed that and I twisted it on there, it fit, so it made sense after that. So they have to go with the larger needles, and you match it up with the larger cord, and then the smaller needles will match up with the smaller cord. Yeah, so that's why they give you both in the same exact sizes. But let me go ahead and show you what these other accessories are in this bag. So I'm gonna grab out this one here, and it looks kind of like a T-pin or a blocking pin, but this is actually used to tighten up the needle to the cord. So all you're going to do is you're going to take it and stick it right through that hole there, and then that is going to allow you to have leverage to tighten up the cord to the needle. And that's really important because as you're knitting, it will twist on its own, and it can twist off, and you can end up dropping stitches and ruining your project. So you definitely want to make sure you tighten them up each time you add on the new needles. So the next thing is this here, and that's actually a stopper. So if you needed this needle size for another project, you could just take it off the cord, and then you would just put the stopper on the end of the cord. So you just twist it on there just as if it were a needle, and then you can also tighten it up with the same T-pin tool, and then tighten it up, and then your stitches will stay on the cord, and then you can use the needles for your other project. So I really like that as well. And now these white ones here are for the smaller cords. So if you were doing the same thing and you needed a smaller pair of needles for another project, then you would just take the white ones and put it on your smaller cord, and then it would fit on the end of that size. So I'll just show you really quick how I just twist on there. So this is also important if you need to order extra parts, then you know which ones you should order as well. So that's really easy to identify. All right, so I am really super excited about having those because I often work on more projects at a time. So sometimes I have to take them off and use it for another project. All right, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and show you how the needles work. So I'm just gonna place these over to the side, and I'll just put all that away later. Let me grab my project. Okay, so I am working on this project here, and I am working in the loop method. So you should have a long enough cord where you can see a loop on that side and a loop on the other side as well. So I like the cords because even though I'm twisting it, it's not curling up on its own. So it's no extra coils or anything like that. So I really like how that holds its shape on its own. So that is one good feature about it. So now I'm just going to show you how they knit. So I really like how when I slide the stitches off, it really kind of glides, and it's really smooth right in this area, and it just helps the stitches to glide right off. And that's probably because of this, it's stainless steel, so I really like that. And then as I'm pushing up the stitches with my fingers, it's just helping them to slide up even easier, so I don't necessarily have to take too many breaks to actually stop and make a big push of stitches up the needle. So I can actually just knit them and slide them up as they come, and the stitches are they just keep coming and coming, and I don't have to stop and give a big push. So I hope that made sense. But yeah, I can just keep going because the stitches are just really sliding up the needles without much effort at all. So that is a really, really good feature especially if you're trying to knit a little bit faster. Yeah, I can knit these last 3 stitches. Yeah, so that helps you to go a little bit faster as you're knitting. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys is how it can go over the join. So as you're knitting, you're going to have to pass your stitches over the join, and I really like the join on these needles because it's really smooth, and when I need to push my stitches back up on the needle, it can just slide right through those stitches, and I don't really have to fight with it. It does take a little bit of a push, but it's not like a big fight with some of my other needles that I've used before. So they do really come over really nicely, and they don't get caught or stuck in the joint, because I've had that happen before with other needles as well. So it just slides really nicely over the joint, so I really like that part as well. So that is pretty much it that I wanted to share with you guys, but I did just want to tell you guys my favorite things, or the 3 most important things, are the cord itself, the join, and then how smooth the stitches come off the needle as I'm knitting. And those have everything, so it checks all of the boxes for me, and I am super excited and happy with my purchase. And I haven't really tried any other major needle sets, but I am definitely satisfied with these, and I would even purchase another interchangeable set, or maybe just the other needles that I'm missing to go in my set. I really just like the convenience of being able just to twist them off and then being able to switch out the needles or the cords if you needed a smaller cord because you're if you're decreasing or something like that. So changing the cord size or the needle size is really helpful in an interchangeable set. So I am really happy with my purchase, and I would definitely recommend this to anyone who is looking for a good interchangeable set of knitting needles. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about these, but I am going to leave the information on the end of this video, so if you're more interested you can learn more about that. All right everyone, bye. I'll see you in the next one.